Welcome back. President Trump is threatening to put a 200% tariff on wine, cognac, and other European alcohol imports, including champagne. That is all in response to the EU's decision to put a 50% tax on U.S. whiskey, following Trump's 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum. Joining me now is Stew Leonard's Wines and Spirits president, the daughter of Stew Leonard, the founder. Blake Leonard is here. Blake, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning.
You run the wines and liquors business at Stew Leonard's, and I'd like to get your take on what you're expecting from the tariffs and how that would have an impact on your business and the overall alcohol industry.
Thank you, Maria. Good morning. Well, you know, every year about 4 million of the wines and spirits that we sell that go out the door, half of it is from Europe. And so, you know, really this tariff would be, you know, have an impact on those sales of those products on the shelf. What's really interesting is over the weekend, being in our stores, customers were stocking up. And, you know, it is an uncertain time. We don't know what's going to happen. But, you know, it doesn't hurt to go out and grab your favorite bottle of wine and spirit right now, especially tequila or champagne.
Yep.
You know, something that I...
Yep. Are you looking at people say, well, now that I know tariffs are coming on you know, French and Italian wines, et cetera, maybe I should buy American?
Yes, you do. And, you know, I think this is a good example. A bottle of champagne here, you know, this at least costs starting around $60 a bottle. You can go to California where they make sparkling wine in the same style as champagne for half the price. So you do have a lot of those opportunities where you can switch. Consumers during COVID, as we saw, they had to pivot. They had to try something new. The same thing here, Sancerre from France, that only can be made in that certain region. You can go and find a great bottle of Sauvignon Blanc from California. So consumers will have to do that because the cost of these imported products would be so expensive on the shelf.
Well, I mean, you're an expert in this. Are you a sommelier as well, Blake? I mean, you know, I'd like to get you.
Yes.
Okay, I love that, because then you could give us real advice here. I mean, is it that much different? I mean, if you're telling me that champagne from France versus a champagne or a sparkling wine from America is half the price, is the French one that much better?
Well, it all comes down to where it's made. And so that does get into a little bit of a debate. But what I will say is that there are so many champagne houses in France who also make wine in California because they believe that it has a very similar quality to the wine, the way it's made. But I don't think the average consumer would necessarily know the difference. On the other hand, you have tequila, which legally can only be made in Mexico there. So this would be a little bit harder of a switching cost. But what I do think is that overall, our suppliers, talking to them every day right now, is that they've stocked up. They've been planning for this. They really anticipated this coming. So they've stocked their warehouses with as much you know, wine and spirits as they can right now to hold us over for, you know, about 6 months.
Very interesting. Okay, so tequila can only be made in Mexico, and there's nothing like that you would say is an equivalent that you could buy in America.
There are some agave spirits that are popping up, but right now, you know, this is one that would be a challenge because they've been making it for, you know, centuries this way, and and there's really not an equivalent.
And what do you think is the added cost of a tariff on something like a tequila? Is it just 25%? Well, because that's the tariffs, 25%?
Yes, but, you know, this producer here, Casa Dragones, for example, a small, you know, really nice tequila maker. She's the first female tequila master in Mexico. And she had to, as a small business, go and make the investment here in the U.S. to bring this product in. So I don't know, you know, I definitely think it's on the shelf where you'll see it, but it will definitely, you know, have an impact on our importers along, and as well everyone along the supply chain.
And let's talk about that supply chain, because are there other indirect costs? I mean, how do these tariffs affect other industries, like talking about leisure, hospitality? When you've got higher priced alcohol from Europe, do you just make an assumption that that cost is going to be passed on somewhere along the leisure and hospitality supply chain?
Well, you know, it really, you know, a wine, in order to get into the U.S., it has to be imported, and then it has to get distributed. So it touches another set of hands, and then it comes to the retail and to the restaurants as well. So it really does get, passed along really ultimately to the consumer. But, for us, we don't want to do that. We're a family business, and we've been, my great grandfather was a milkman 100 years ago. And so we really, look at this the long term is that we don't want to pass the cost off to our customers, but we also can't absorb it forever.
I love it. And I love the nature of your business, family business. People want to support family business, and you've actually taken this, and you and your father have grown this business to such an extent. So congratulations. That's wonderful. But look, there are a lot of vineyards in, for example, Eastern Long Island. I mean, there are a lot of vineyards in California. And, there are other alternatives to European alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, there are beautiful wines. Roman Roth, who's the winemaker out at Wolford, makes beautiful wines. I just got back from France. There's actually a lot of French winemakers who are investing up in the Finger Lakes region. So this could be a great opportunity to really start promoting more of those products from here in the U.S.
Where do you see
overall, Maria, I was just going to say that, we're used to riding these waves, being Stew Leonard's being a, selling fresh product primarily is even just what you've seen with eggs and the cost that we're used to riding these waves here. So we'll have to do the same with tariffs.
Are people looking for, ways to prepare for tariffs coming at them? You said some people are stocking up on what? Stocking up on their European liquor before the tariffs hit, or stacking up on American brands so that they're paying lower prices? What are people doing?
Well, I think from what we saw it was just their favorite European products that they were stocking up on. The good news is I don't think we would see that happening for U.S. made products here in the U.S. I don't think their prices would increase there. So I do think overall, if you have that favorite bottle of champagne or, a great Italian blend that you love, it doesn't hurt to go out and buy it now.
All right. Well, we will be watching that. Cheers to you, Blake. Great to talk with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria.
All right,
Appreciate it. Have a great day.
And to you. Blake Leonard is at Stew Leonard's this morning.